welcome to Sports Talk. I am Brennan Albertson alongside Yoni Monette and Matt Kuchar. Our first topic for today is the salary cap in Major League Baseball. Should there be one or should there not be?
I believe that there should be a salary cap in Major League Baseball for continued equity throughout the major leagues. Now, this is not to say that the small market teams cannot win in Major League Baseball, but studies have shown that about $7 million buys you another win, so this is why I believe that there should be a salary cap in baseball.
And the millions of dollars that bought that study should have gone to something better, because there should be no salary cap in Major League Baseball. Simply put, if owners make money, they can use it on their team as much as they want. That's just how it should go. If the Kansas City Royals owner wants to put more of his money into opening a restaurant chain than buying a new starting pitcher, and John Henry wants to put more of his money into buying Roush Fenway Racing than the Boston Red Sox a new starting pitcher, that's why the Red Sox and the Royals won't get to the playoffs
But
this
Matt,
year.
I believe that there should also be a salary floor so that it has to say, so like you mentioned with, as John Henry once said, baseball welfare with the big market teams giving money to the smaller market teams. I believe there should be also a salary floor as well to make sure that the team has spent some money.
All right, our next topic, the Red Sox collapse last year. Who is at fault in this situation?
Well, I believe ultimately who controls the clubhouse is not necessarily the manager, although he has a significant part. It is the veteran leadership on his team. That's true in professional, in college, in high school, every single level. The veterans on the team really lead it. And as one Red Sox staffer said, Josh Beckett, he didn't lead left, he didn't lead right, he led wrong. I think ultimately it is the veterans on the Red Sox wrong.
I think it's a combined team effort. Obviously, there's such a thing as a drought in Major League Baseball, and then there's what happened to the Red Sox, a little more than a losing streak. And I definitely can say who I wouldn't place the blame on, and that's Francona, because I don't like Bobby Valentine, speaking of this year. I can't place the blame on Bobby Valentine for a 49-50 record. It's not his fault. I mean, he's handled the pitching as good as anybody could have, as good as Francona could have. So I don't think the manager has as big a role in this Red Sox club as some of the guys that just have lousy attitudes. As Yoni said, Beckett has a lousy attitude, and that's just it's just a whole totem pole of lousy attitudes.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can make the argument that ultimately the manager has to control those attitudes, but it's really hard to when the veteran leadership on the team is just so far off of what the team mentality that has to be for a World Series champion.
All right, and our final topic for today is NBA referees. What they've been awful, as you've seen throughout the finals and the whole playoffs. What would you do with NBA referees? Would you change and fix them, or would you leave them to continue to be corrupt?
Well, I'm sure Yoni would like to replace them with robots, but no. Oh, no. I think the NBA referees have too much taken out of their hands. They're not as comfortable on the court. And really, there has been some absolutely horrible officiating in the NBA. I think the NBA officials, from what I've seen, are just terrible. So I think there needs to be a fix, but I don't know what that fix can be. What can you fix? Do you have a solution?
I think ultimately the NBA refereeing has to start looking at someone, whether it's number 6 on the Miami Heat or number 8 on the Celtics or any player. They have to start looking at it the same way, because I think that's part of it when they start to calculate, well, because I feel like it's sort of an unspoken message to give the star players the calls. So I think that they really need to start treating every player equitably, so then ultimately they can start to get back to just what they see and make the call.
So you don't think they should change anything with the referees, just try and be more fair?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I mean, in replay in sports, I think it should be used as much as it can be within the general flow of the game. So I think the NBA's continued use of it, especially for ejections and the like, is fair. But I think that the referees have to have more confidence in themselves, and that they shouldn't necessarily make calls so that the star player can play more time of the game on ESPN.
So do you think that the amount of technical fouls assessed in the NBA, do you think that you could rescind them or something like that?
Yeah, well, I generally think that the technical fouls in the NBA, they tried to obviously not call it on the star players, and they tried to make sure that they don't have too many technical fouls, especially like it sometimes racks up on some guys in the playoffs. but I think the referees have to call what they deem fair on the court.
And that will wrap it up here for Sports Talk. I am Brennan Albertson alongside Yoni Mona and Matt Kuchar. Good night.